Hello.
How's it going?
So today we're gonna talk about a little bit of FUD coming out of BlackRock. It seems like they see little demand on cryptocurrencies at the moment, and on crypto at large, of course. I feel like of course that's kind of going on right now. I see that we can see that from the chart. We can see that there's not a lot of interest. At the moment, you have to consider seasonality aspects also of markets. People tend to not be interested in investing money during the summer for some reason, especially during the first 2 weeks of July, which tends to be a low volatile time, especially for cryptocurrencies. But this is definitely not good news coming out of BlackRock. What's your take on it?
I mean, we've covered article after article of institutions getting more and more involved in crypto. Right now, like you could tell, we're reaching like further and further into this consolidation. So of course, less and less people are going to be interested until we start moving again. I mean, we're kind of at a point where, yeah, you could probably take a break from crypto and come back when something happens because everyone else is.
Well, my take on it is that usually the last 2 weeks of July tend to be volatile. Normally, this doesn't mean this year it's gonna happen. Like looking at the seasonality of Bitcoin, that tends to happen. Last 2 weeks seems to be quite a volatile time. So maybe the next week is gonna be an interesting week. The chart is starting to compress a lot more. So maybe taking a break now not the best idea. I'd say maybe like this week, okay, but next week maybe you should be back and check out what's going on. But going forward, Anhui becomes latest China province to root out cryptocurrency mining. So going forward with the cryptocurrency ban happening in China, we have yet another province that is basically banning cryptocurrency mining. Is there anything new with this news? We already knew that China was banning cryptocurrency mining. There's really nothing new. It's just the last piece of the puzzle, pretty much.
It's continuation of the same, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah. Just more miners getting routed out. They're all getting routed out. They're all fleeing. They're all selling capital to do so. Hey, until they get established somewhere else, or they just sell all their equipment and capitulate. Like, yeah, it's just same thing's just gonna keep happening.
Yep. So nothing new on this side. And moving forward, the cryptocurrency traders struggle to sue Binance. Um, this is like more of a funnier article in a sense because the traders had not funny for those people that had problems trading on Binance. At those times, we all know that cryptocurrency exchanges have this tendency of not working when you need them the most. That's been the case for years and years. So be sure to plan ahead. That's kind of the situation that we have been in for the last ever, pretty much. It's been getting better and better, of course, over time, but it is extremely difficult even for Binance themselves to be able to handle such a spike in traffic all happening at the same time. I sympathize with them, but they should be doing things right and allowing people to trade when they should be allowed to trade. In the past, we had problems. Actually, investors and traders had problems with Robinhood and the GME whole situation. In crypto, it's nothing new. Like really, really nothing new. But it seems like these users of Binance in Australia, we covered an article about it a couple of weeks or even a month ago about it, and they wanted to sue Binance because on the drop they were not able to sell their cryptocurrencies, and so they are of course blaming Binance because they weren't allowed to sell, so they wanted to sue it. But since Binance doesn't have an headquarter, it's extremely difficult to sue them, it seems like. So what is your take?
By design. Welcome to crypto, where exchanges don't work when you need them to the most. So you need to position yourself for, all possibilities at all times, man. You can't just like panic as soon as things start going like against you, and then expect the exchanges to not like be able to handle every single other person panicking. Like, it's unfortunate that we don't have exchanges that could handle this, but yeah, every exchange in crypto is bad.
I
And yeah, it's just some are slightly better than others, but they're all bad, right? And like, yeah, it's pretty funny that Binance positioned themselves to be so hard to sue. That's actually kind of comical. I mean, not that these people really have much of a ground to stand on in their lawsuit in the first place, but yeah.
and yeah, you still have considered that I don't think that Binance didn't want them to trade at that time. Binance doesn't care if you sell, you buy, whatever. They make money. If you trade, they make money. So why wouldn't they allow you to trade at times where they can generate substantial amount of money in fees? So I don't think that Binance did it on purpose. A lot of people said, well, it's happening because there's manipulation going on. They don't want you to sell while the market is dropping. But every time it drops and it recovers, it happens every time. Like, it's not just on this drop that you were not able to sell. In all drops, when there's a lot of panicking going on, you're not able to sell. Like, it doesn't work. The exchange doesn't work. The only way you can get around it is using API keys, but also sometimes those don't work anyways because there's so much traffic going on that you may get your orders rejected. So it is what it is. You can't really change it. We'll get to a point where we have exchanges that work correctly. You have to consider though that even in the stock market, you have like at a certain point, if there's a big enough move, they stop trading. So it's a normal thing. At least there they stop it, so people can't sell or can't buy. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this article. Going forward, gaming giant Razer is considering a crypto move, and it's not just Nano. So that's an interesting that companies are starting to get more and more into crypto. Razer is a well-known name already in crypto since they had software that was able to basically mine cryptocurrency while you were on idle. So they're not doing anything new, but it seems like they have plans to expand and gather more cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency services and things connected with crypto in general. So it's definitely interesting what's going on also on the Razer side. What's your take on it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's pretty cool seeing more and more big companies getting involved, like Razer. Like I mean, they are a computer company, they are a hardware company. Like, yeah, I mean, it's just not much to say on it. It's just, good to see more and more companies getting more and more involved in crypto.
All right. Going forward, our favorite shiller, Mr. Elon Musk, continues to tweet about altcoins like baby Dogecoin. And of course, every time he tweets about Dogecoin, about smaller coins like baby Doge, he causes big moves in the market. I'm not sure if he's doing it for fun just to see what happens afterwards, or if he's actually buying those coins beforehand and then sells them. I'm not sure what is going on. Does he do it just for fun? Does he do it because he has vested interest into those coins? Is he doing things that also Mr. McAfee was doing in the past, where he was buying coins beforehand and then selling them after tweeting about them? It's hard to know, but eventually this is probably gonna stop, and whatever he talks about is gonna go down.
I mean, I feel like this guy gets pretty much unlimited money from the government, so I don't think it's a financial thing. I don't think he's buying these coins and then trying to shill it. I think he's just trying to troll everyone. And yeah, it's dangerous because a lot of these coins could very easily rug, right? Like baby Doge. Like, well, what? It's the meme market right now, though, right? So why wouldn't a memer be meming in a meme market?
And yeah, I see what you're saying, but you already know that I don't like when capital is invested into things like baby Doge when it could go well to projects that actually need the capital and could do well with it. but it is what it is, and we can't really do anything about it. The market is gonna get to a point where it stops doing it, but it will take time for sure. Going forward, what is going on with Bitcoin? Nothing. We had a little bit of a droppy this morning and during the night, but as we said, usually first 2 weeks of July tend to be the least volatile weeks for Bitcoin, and I'm not sure why people expected anything from this, but it seems like a lot of panic was happening in crypto investors. They were fearing that Bitcoin was gonna take a big dive, but it seems like it's going back up. So nothing happened. Kind of as expected. Is something major gonna happen next week? Maybe. The likelihood is a little bit higher than this week. We gotta remember, still in the summer, still consolidating, still in this potential accumulation phase. So it's tough. It's tough to sit it out. I understand, but taking any breakout trades here is crazy because you're just chopping all the way. So just wait it out, relax.
Yeah,
everything is gonna be fine, most likely. If we have a doomsday scenario where we do drop, then it's a really good buying opportunity. So you gotta take it that way as well. If you are already positioned in a side, just there's stop losses. You can reduce your risk if you feel like if you get stopped out, you lose too much. There's many measures that you can take to be not overexposed in a potential doomsday scenario. So just even if you are gonna be taking a little bit of a loss now or whatever, if you feel more comfortable holding a smaller position, let's say you're going long, or even if you're going short, it makes sense for you to reduce that exposure, especially if you get a big move and you get liquidated. Buy it. Like, it doesn't make sense to try to, have a, a 5x long over here. It's not a smart idea. So be careful. Leverage, don't use it. That's my guess, because we're gonna definitely have some sort of a significant move in either direction. So if you want to position early, like anyone would want to do really, and everyone is kind of trying to do, just use low leverage, or don't use it at all, or buy spots, or sell your Bitcoins and wait it out. Do whatever you want to do, but be low risk, because it's a time to be low risk. What's your take on it? What do you think?
Yeah, right now it's just more of the same. We went back to pretty close to the bottom of the range. Everyone was freaking out again, and then now today we're bouncing. I mean, maybe we get a little bit of a pullback where we are now, looking at some little bit like slightly lower time frames. But I mean, for the most part, everything's unchanged, right? Like, until we actually start breaking below 28,850. We could come down and test it as many times as we want. We could come back up to 42K and still not shoot up to new all-time highs, right? Like, it's just like if you're going to trade right now, just trade the range. Trade the range until we lose the range, and then you could trade the trend, right?
Yeah. That's gonna...
Yeah.
I agree.
It's the easiest way to trade. Anyone could do it. And just, take a motion out.
And the most important thing is you gotta relax. Just because we're moving down a little bit, it doesn't mean we're gonna go down to zero. If you're moving up a little bit, it doesn't mean we're going to 1 million. It takes time for things, and we need to have some sort of a catalyst before something actually important is gonna happen. And I don't see any type of catalyst showing up right now. Like, to resume a bull market like the one that we had before, we really need some sort of catalyst. Maybe Tesla earnings are going to be that catalyst coming up next week. Could be. Maybe they bought more Bitcoin. We don't know. We don't know yet. Maybe they sold, and that could be, a dumpage, a bloodbath.
Maybe the GBTC unlock will actually do something, which these events rarely do, but everyone always thinks they will, so maybe they'll be right for once.
We'll see. Looks like on the other side, Dixie today is going down a little bit, which is in general a good sign for Bitcoin, and I see why Bitcoin today is moving up. Does it correlate that well with it right now while it's going sideways? Not much, but moving down is always, a good sign. for
Doom bit.
for Bitcoin. Indexes are moving up, altcoins are up slightly. We don't really have anything else to add. The US 100, the Nasdaq is doing amazing, has been doing amazing the last 7 weeks.
The real golden bull run.
Yeah. Well, we already know stocks only go up. So until that changes, Bitcoin is probably going to be fine longer term. If we do get a correction in the stock market, though, that would be worrisome, especially for Bitcoin where it's sitting right now. If we don't, and we wait it out, end of summer, we do start moving a little bit to the upside, that would be definitely good. But we have to see.
Mm-hmm.
We have to wait it out and see. So I think that's it for today, and we're gonna see you tomorrow. Bye.